Alright, let's get real. When we think about Asia, names like Singapore, Japan and China probably pop up in your head first. And yeah, they are amazing. But let's put those heavyweights aside for a second because today I'm spilling the tea on the next big players. I'm talking about countries quietly, grinding, innovating and preparing to snatch the spotlight. By the way, if you're into exploring how different economies shape our world, check out my previous video on how Southeast Asia is becoming a global powerhouse. The link's in description, or just stick around because this one even better. Now let's dive into the rising economies that are shaping the future of the region. Spoiler alert! You're gonna want to visit those places soon. First up, Thailand. Now we all know Thailand for its food. Pad Thai, Tom Yum soup, mango sticky rice. Are you hungry yet? But did you know Thailand is also Southeast Asia's automotive king? Yep, it's the largest car exporter in the region. But here's where it gets even juicier. Thailand is gearing up to dominate the electric vehicle market. They've got ambitious plans to produce 30% of all cars as EVs by 2030. Imagine your next Tesla-inspired road trip through Bangkok. No emissions, just vibes. Also, if you're enjoying these lesser-known insights about global economies, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I've got plenty more where this came from. And let's not forget their role as a logistic hub. With its central location, Thailand is literally connecting the dots between China and Vietnam and Malaysia. It's like the friendly neighbor who invites everyone to the party and still cleans up after. Next, let's talk about Indonesia, the world's fourth most populous country. That's right, over 270 million people live there. So if you ever struggle to get the Wi-Fi signal in a crowded cafe, you'll get the scale we're talking about. But Indonesia isn't just big, it's booming. The country's digital economy is exploding and startups like Gojek, think Uber but cooler, and Tokopedia, Amazon's younger sibling, are leading the charge. Fun fact, Indonesia is on track to be a 150 billion digital economy by 2026. That's a lot of zeros. Oh, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss my next video where we'll dive deeper into how Indonesia's tech scene is shaking up the global market. Have you heard of their new capital city? They are building it from scratch, moving from Jakarta to a futuristic hub in Borneo. It's like pressing reset on a SimCity game but IRL. Now Vietnam, oh boy, if you're wearing a shirt or shoes right now, there is a decent chance they were made in Vietnam. This country is quietly becoming the world's manufacturing darling. And it's not just about low cost anymore. Here's a fun one. Vietnam is now Samsung's second home. More than half of the Samsung smartphones are made there. Imagine holding a piece of Vietnam in your pocket. Talk about global connections. By the way, if you ever wondered how Vietnam managed to attract so much foreign investments, let me know in the comments. I'd love to make a deep dive on that in the future video. But it's not just about factories. Vietnam is also diving into tech with a booming startup ecosystem and government-backed infrastructure projects. This little dragon isn't so little anymore. And then we have the Philippines, where the customer service angel on the other end of the phone might just save your day. The country's BPO, business process outsourcing, industry is legendary, generating over 30 billion annually. That's like the Avengers of customer support. The Philippines is quietly expanding onto IT and creative industries, from video editing to app development. They are providing their more than just call centers. Oh, and did I mention their love for karaoke? Who wouldn't want to work in the office where karaoke breaks are a thing? Quick question, do you think the Philippines can surpass India in the outsourcing game? Let me know your thoughts below, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And finally, Malaysia. This country is like the low-key genius in school who doesn't brag but secretly aces every test. Known for its natural resources, Malaysia is now pivoting to high-tech manufacturing and green energy. Fun fact, Malaysia produces 13% of the world's semiconductors. So yeah, the next time your computer doesn't crash, think Malaysia! And the Penang region is called the Silicon Valley of the East. Not bad for the country most people only associate with beaches and durian. Also, if you're into stories about hidden gems like Malaysia, check out my playlist of underrated economies. Trust me, it's a treasure trove of fascinating insights. Malaysia is becoming big on sustainability. They are becoming a hub for solar energy and EVs, proving they are not just thinking about growth but also the planet. So what's the takeaway here? Asia isn't just about established giants like Japan or China anymore. Thailand is racing ahead with AV. Indonesia is shaping the digital future. Vietnam is manufacturing for the world, and Philippines is innovating in outsourcing, and Malaysia is becoming the Silicon Valley nobody saw coming. If this video made you look at Asia in a whole new way, give it a like and share it with your friend who loves discovering new things. And remember, every subscription helps me bring you even more stories from around the world. See you next time, your Maria!